Welcome to Shadow Watch, where the dust hides tales too wild to settle. Picture the Badlands at night, with lights dancing low in the dark. They flicker and sway, pulling you closer every step. Since the 70s, travelers see them and chase, but never come back whole. Tonight, I'm leading you into that wasteland where the glow hums alive. Ready to follow the dance? Watch your step, because this true story will haunt every shadow you see. It began with Lee, a geologist mapping rocks, and his friend Mara, a stargazer tracking skies out in South Dakota's Badlands in '76. They camped on a bluff locals dodged, saying lights danced their luring folks off cliffs into dust. Lee scoffed loud, betting Mara he'd chart the ridge, but that night, as stars burned bright, the land wasn't still. It pulsed alive. Their fire glowed low with air dry and sharp, while Lee sketched lines and Mara aimed her scope. The silence watched them tight. The lights came at midnight, faint and quick, flickering low over the dust like sparks alive. Lee grinned, just gas, but Mara shook her head. Gas doesn't move like that. Her scope trembled slight as the hum started soft, weaving through rocks. Come here, brushing their ears. The fire flared odd, with shadows stretching long and wrong across the bluff. Mara's radio hissed, static twisting into their voices. Stay close. Clear, yet unspoken. The ground shivered faint, with no quake stirring the dust awake. Lee grabbed his torch. It's nothing, he said, but the beam caught shapes tall and lean, shimmering in the dark. They darted fast, gone when Mara blinked, leaving pale eyes glinting deep in the dust, watching silent. The hum grew sharp. Your hours, shaking the air alive and tugging their steps. Mara's scope spun wild, tracking lights endless and low as rocks shifted slight with no wind. Lee muttered, we're not alone, as shapes rose more, their eyes glowing faint, unblinking, eternal. The fire dimmed fast, its smoke bending toward them. They turned to pack, Lee hauling gear, Mara folding her scope, but the trail twisted, fading fast. The hum guided them deeper, and net closing tight. The radio flared loud, with laughter weaving through static, low and ceaseless as dust swirled high, showing a boot and map sinking quick, whispering, we stayed. Lee's torch dipped the dust, gripping it, and shapes loomed near, their eyes locked on, hypnotic, endless. The hum pulsed, the land awake, waiting alive. This wasn't a survey, it was a lure, and the dust held firm. Hang on, because those lights are just sparking. Lee gripped his gear tight as the hum grew loud, with lights dancing wild over the dust. Stay here, your hours. The chant sank deep, alive and restless, pulling their minds. Mara clutched her scope, its lens fogging fast, tracking shapes, not stars, in the dark. The glow swelled thick, the air buzzing dry and sharp, dragging them closer. Shapes loomed tall and lean, shimmering quick, their pale eyes glinting cold like ice in the night. The fire died fast, swallowed by shadow as rocks shifted hard, the land waking fierce. The radio crackled sharp, with static twisting into don't go, a laugh low and endless weaving through. Dust swirled high, whispering, come here, with no wind to lift it alive on its own. Lee cursed low, they're everywhere, his breath catching quick in the dry air. Shapes darted swift, their edges thin and fleeting, slicing through the glow, never staying long. The hum roared sudden, shaking the bluff, and dust rose fast, showing a watch and pin sinking deep, whispering, we stayed. Mara yelled, run now, but the lights flared bright, blinding them with motion. Footsteps echoed close, fast and heavy, yet no one stood in sight, only shadows stretching wrong over rocks. Mara's scope slipped, sinking into dust, its lens flashing, stay tonight, cold and clear. The glow pulsed wild, revealing the Badlands endless and deep, with eyes glowing pale, watching from below, unblinking, endless. Lee froze hard. What's out there? As the hum thundered, tilting the ground, the dust soft and hungry. Mara whispered, it's pulling us, and shapes rose higher, their chant cutting. You're here, a web tightening swift. They lunged for the trail, Lee hauling gear, Mara grabbing her bag, but the path twisted, shutting fast. Dust surged up, slow swallowing Lee's boots, and shapes closed in their eyes, burning, hypnotic, eternal, whispering, don't leave. The hum softened sharp and ceaseless, tugging their will apart, breaking their thoughts. The bluff sank an inch, the dust gripping tight, and the glow flared bright, with shapes chanting, stay forever. The land pulsed alive, waiting to claim them whole. This wasn't a camp, it was a trap, and the dust feasted now. Mara's hands shook fast, the dust holding tight as lights roared bright. Your hours stay forever. The chant broke her will alive and fierce, cutting her deep. Lee pulled her arm hard, yelling, keep moving. But the glow swelled thick, the air buzzing dry and sharp, dragging them down. Shapes loomed tall and swift, shimmering wild, their pale eyes glowing cold, unblinking, slicing the dark. The bluff sank deeper with dust rippling slow, swallowing Mara's scope, its lens flashing her face wide-eyed and still. The radio screeched loud, static twisting into Lee. Mara, laughing deep and endless through the night. Rocks cracked sharp, whispering, stay tonight, their edges brushing Lee's legs cold and alive. Lee swung his fist fast. We're not done. But the air ate his voice, the shapes darting near, their edges cutting swift. The hum thundered wild, shaking their bones, and the land flared bright, with eyes below glowing pale, watching hungry from the dust. Mara gasped quick, its breathing, as dust surged high, the shapes chanting, you're here, their glares searing eternal. Shadows bent wrong, weaving through glow, and the ground parted fast, showing a hat and torch ticking loud, whispering, we stayed. Lee shouted, go now. But the trail shrank tight, the hum softening slow and cruel, tugging her mind apart. Dust pulsed thick, roots rising sudden, and the shapes closed in their chant, her own, stay forever. Mara stumbled hard, her eyes glowing faint white, matching the dust, and Lee roared, Mara, no, as the bluff tipped sharp, the glow blinding them fast. She stood still, the hum her breath, the shapes bowing low, their eyes glinting cold and fierce. The land pulsed steady, the camp sinking fast, the glow her skin alive and strong. Lee's voice faded, lost to the dust, and the whispers thickened, the Badlands silent, waiting deep. The hum guided her, whispering, bring them, soft and endless, her echo now alive, eternal. The Badlands weren't a place, they were a call, and she answered, lost to the dust, forever bound. Mara stood firm, the dust letting go as lights roared wild through her veins. Your hours stay forever. The chant claimed her, sharp and alive, cutting deep inside. Lee sank fast, the bluff swallowing his chest, his voice breaking. Mara, fight it. The glow flared bright, the air buzzing dry and sharp, pulling her toward the dark. Shapes rose tall and lean, shimmering swift, their pale eyes glowing fierce, unblinking, watching from the dust. The ground stilled sudden, the hum her breath, tearing her will apart. Lee's arm slipped under the dust, sealing shut his cry, lost to the deep. Her eyes blazed white, vision slashing wide over the Badlands, rocks and night beyond glowing fierce. The hum sang loud, stay here, a call she couldn't shake, digging into her skull. The radio flared one last time, static twisting, Lee. Mara, laughing cold and endless through the dark. Shapes darted close, their edges solid like glass, shimmering wild, and the land pulsed hard. Light ripped from below, showing eyes hundreds, glowing pale, watching hungry from the dust, unblinking, eternal. Mara's scope floated up, its lens blank, then flashing her face, wide-eyed, staring back. The hum turned soft, whispering, bring them, and Mara stepped forward, the glow parting a path, alive and twisting. Shapes bowed low, their eyes glinting cold as rocks bent back, waiting silent. A truck's horn sounded far, real and faint, cutting the night with hope. The lights hissed, call them, her voice rising, come closer, sharp and ceaseless, rolling over the bluff. The horn stopped fast, the glow circling tight, and Shapes rose slow, watching patient, their hum alive in her chest, pulling her on. Mara moved steady, the glow her shield, the hum her strength, as the Badlands stretched endless and wild. The truck's light faded, swallowed by dust, and Shapes crept near, their chant weaving, stay tonight. The land pulsed strong, approving her, its reach unbound and fierce. She smiled cold, the lights her eyes, the hum her, will a hunter born from dust, forever lost and free. The Badlands weren't a place, they were a hunger, and she was its pull, claiming all who saw the dance. Mara roamed the bluff, the lights roaring fierce in her veins. Your hours stay forever. Her voice owned it, sharp and alive, slashing the night with hunger. The truck's horn died fast, swallowed by glow, as Shapes rose tall and lean, shimmering wild. Their pale eyes blazed cold, watching close from the dust, unblinking and restless. Rocks bent low, hissing, come closer, as the Badlands pulsed hard, alive and waiting. Her eyes glowed white, vision cutting wide over the wasteland, glowing fierce and endless. The hum ripped loud, unveiling shapes hundreds strong, their eyes searing silent in the dark. She stepped toward the road, the glow her shield, and hum her strength unwavering. Shapes bowed, deep their edges sharp like glass, whispering, "Mara, bring them," pulling her forward fast. A lantern flashed, far, real, and faint, slicing the dust with a weak call. Mara grinned, cold, the lights howling, "Call them," her voice breaking free, "Come closer." It rolled sharp over the bluff, ceaseless and wild, drawing all near. The lantern dimmed, quick the glow circling tight, as shapes rose slow, their eyes glinting, patient and hungry. The dust thickened fast, lights stretching wide, a web alive and relentless, snaring new souls. The bluff pulsed strong, its hunger unbound, claiming all who drifted close. Mara moved on the glow, her skin the hum, her will, a hunter forged from dust, forever lost and free. The Badlands didn't whisper, they demanded, and she was their echo, unbound and fierce. So that's the Badlands curse, folks, a dust that doesn't settle at hunts. Lights didn't trap her, they sharpened her, pull a hum in the dark. Feel that glow yet? Hit like if you're still here, comment if you saw dust dance, and subscribe. Shadow Watch digs deeper next time, so don't miss it. Share with a road wanderer, or keep it if those eyes scare you too much.